Hello, everyone. Welcome to the episode 4 of the Spirit X podcast. I'm excited to be with you here today. So in the previous episode, we started discussing the ways we start our spiritual life or inner life or meaningful life, etc. And we agreed that slowing down with our body, mind, and the world is very important. I call that in my book a holy pause. And we kind of learn how to slow down in a very, very, very busy and fast world. And today I would like to continue along those lines. And I want to introduce something that you are all familiar with to an extent or in practice. And it's the practice of mindful breathing or conscious breathing. Breathing is definitely essential for spiritual life and for life in general. I think in general what is lacking in Western culture and in global culture is that people learn how to breathe and relax that way. So the story about mindful breathing, conscious breathing, spiritual breathing goes like this. So we know that breathing is our biological necessity. We cannot live without food, we cannot live without water, and we cannot live without breathing. Our life starts with first breath. Our life ends with the last breath, and in the meantime we breathe all the time, when we are awake and when we sleep, when we are happy, when we are unhappy, etc. But we are not aware that we are breathing. So if somebody asks a regular people, are you breathing? They're going to say, of course I'm breathing. I mean, I'm alive, that means I'm breathing. But if you ask people, are you conscious of the process of breathing, 99% of people are going to say no. So what we do in spirituality and what I think we should do more in life is to make the process of breathing conscious. So that's where and when the magic starts happening with conscious breathing and with our body, mind, and spirit. So conscious breathing, mindful breathing, as opposed to what might be called automatic breathing. The benefits of breathing are, I would say, breathing is good for, conscious breathing is good for our well-being and for our medical condition, but it has also psychological and spiritual benefits too. So some well-being medical benefits would be, it's good to relax nervous system, it's good to improve immune system, it's great against depression, anxiety, etc. The psychological and spiritual benefits are equanimity, relaxation, focus, concentration, deeper bliss and joy and presence. So it's a long list of both kinds of benefits. The key with conscious breathing is not to talk about it, but to do it. So I would like to offer you actually 2 practices today. Just try it with me. Try on your own. Trust this whole body of knowledge behind conscious breathing. If it feels a little bit weird, that's fine at the beginning. But once you relax into it, once you do it a few times with me, once you do it a few times with yourself, it's actually a very, very, very enjoyable process. So here's the first practice that I want to offer you. So we are going to bring our attention to the process of breathing. So I'm inviting you to slowly move your attention from me to your process of breathing. So notice there is an in-breath and out-breath. So our attention is on breathing. And I'm inviting you only to follow breathing. So let the breathing breathe itself. Don't change it, don't manipulate it, just gently with your attention follow breathing. In breath, out breath, in breath, out breath. Our attention is on breathing. Notice how after 30 seconds you actually relaxed radically. And that's the first benefit of conscious breathing. It's a radical profound relaxation. And we stop our practice here. Thanks for practicing with me. So the core of conscious breathing is a very simple gesture, is paying your attention to the process of breathing, letting breathing breathe itself, and let that whole process and practice and techniques actually relax radically your body and mind. So that's the first suggestion for today. There is one more. I just want to say before we jump on the next practice, there is thousands of breathing practices across traditions in psychology, in medicine, very, very beneficial. You find what works for you. You start with the basics. There are very sophisticated breathing techniques. I personally benefited tremendously from breathing techniques. I do almost spontaneously now conscious breathing. I do it daily. I have no words to describe benefits in my life. I started maybe 30 years ago doing that, and my life radically transformed with breathing and other practices too. So here is the second practice. So we are going to do belly breathing or deep breathing. Why? So in spirituality, we wanna make that process deeper. So the vast majority of people breathe into their lungs, and that's okay. But we are going to go a step deeper, and we are going to breathe into our belly. And if you wanna make the whole process a little bit physical and tactile, so I invite you to put your right hand into the belly and to follow your belly into the belly and out. So let's do a few belly breaths. So into the belly and out, into the belly and out, into the belly and out. Again, we are not manipulating anything. We're just following the breath, and by doing so, we're deeply relaxing. And I also invite you to, for this exercise, to close your eyes. I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm going to do deep breathing into the belly and out, 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 and one more time, into the belly and out. And we gently open our eyes. Thanks for doing this practice with me. As I said, there are so many breathing techniques. I offer you just 2 glimpses throughout this podcast. We'll definitely do more. I do it more in my live events and online events. The key is to do it with other people. You can do it with me in groups, but the key is also to do it on your own. Conscious breathing is extraordinary, rewarding practice. Rewarding means you don't do it much and benefits are huge. So breathing is definitely one of those practices. And this gesture that we just did in the second exercise, when we close our eyes and focus on breath, that's an absolutely magical gesture, and that's a real beginning of spiritual life. So you close your eyes, you connect with your inner life, and you focus on breath, and that's the ultimate magic of the beginning of the spiritual life. So that's the gesture that is lacking culturally. Some of you know that I have a non-profit organization called Spirit Without Boundaries. And when we go to schools, middle schools and high schools and do this kind of stuff, a lot of teachers and students and administrators are sharing with us, well, that's what was missing is educational process, that silence and that inner focus and inner relaxation in the classroom is really magical. So I concluded that's what's missing in our global culture too. So again, with mindful breathing, you can do it individually, you can do it in groups. I hope more schools and workplaces and organizations are going to offer it, and I think that's happening. But in the meantime, the best saving grace for you is actually to do it on your own or to do it with me. That's all for this episode. I thank you for your attention, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you very much.